Hey, what's up? It's Rashad. Antonia, we're back. The Upon Further Review, here to talk about trying to be the best show of the year. The Penguin on HBO, episode
Mm,
number 5,
mm.
Homecoming. Speaking of homecomings, it's for my audio only people. This is Norfolk State University homecoming
Hey,
this
hey,
weekend. So, we'll be repping all week. Anyway,
all
all
week we doing what,
spoilers.
Rashad? Beholden.
Yeah, but hold a green and go if you don't know,
There we go.
and I need you
Yeah,
to I need you to do your research.
yeah,
Not your typical homecoming. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
2024.
yeah.
All spoilers, man. Tony. I don't understand. Okay, this show right here, yo. At every point where I think I have a grasp of what's going on,
Mhm.
they take me by my hand and sling me to the ground like I am a wayward child and say, shut up and get in line. Because I'm just skipping straight to the end. I did not see, and I said this last night when I did my reaction. I did
Uh-huh.
not see Salvatore Maroni,
Uh-huh.
and I did not see Sophia Gigante
Uh-huh.
forming an alliance to kill
Uh-huh.
Oz.
Uh-huh.
I did not see that coming whatsoever. And it's and it's okay.
But it
I
makes
think,
sense though.
as I'm about to say, it's earned.
It's
It's earned.
it makes sense.
It's not like it's stupid. It's not like they didn't set it up. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
both of them don't have no family no more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
their alliance makes sense because she really wants to have this thing that she's always wanted, and that is a real
Mm-hmm.
family. And now she wants
Yep.
to make her own family in her own
Mm-hmm.
image. So that that narrative through line for me is just like it's so good. I only had like one gripe with this episode, but everything else is like perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going back to the ending that we just said, how the Maroni and Miss now Gigante are, what I'm saying, together. They basically build an alliance off of two things. Number one, of course, the hatred for Oswald, for
Yeah.
Oswald, and then number two, family trauma.
Yeah.
Those are the two things they are basing their their alliance and their whatever relationship they're going to have based off of. Because, like you said, Sophia always wanted a real family after she realized her family sucks. And she even told Salvatore at the end of the episode, it almost was like she admired him. She was like, "Yo, I admire, like, how hard you went for your family."
Yeah.
My dad would be like, "Yo, family's a weakness. You use your family and just call it, saying call it a day or whatever." And then on his end, he sees it where his wife, son are gone, and he talking to her explains like, "Yo, it's kind of it's effed up what your father and your family did to you," type
Mm-hmm.
situation. So yeah, their relationship and their bond and their alliance is based off of two things: hatred for Oswald Cobb, and for the joint trauma they're suffering dealing with their family.
Yeah. Man, I'm just saying, because like even when I was on shout out to threads, I did a quick poll, right? And it wasn't super successful or anything. But I still want to talk about like the options I pick. I was like, here's my predictions. Which one's gonna be the most accurate? Nadia Maroni finds Oz, which that kind of did happen, sort of. Victor cracks again, which he didn't. Oz gets Drug Factory back, kind of. And then the one that everybody voted for was Sophia uses Eve to get to Oz. which still could happen. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I just thought it was gonna happen earlier because
Yeah.
I was not prepared for this at all in regards to our A plot. And the A plot is essentially Sophia
Mm-hmm.
becoming the head of a new family. And I just love how we set this up. Let's just talk about Sophia first.
Yeah.
So back at the mansion, everybody, like the
Mm-hmm.
whole GCPD is there. Even the chief of police is there.
Every
He's like, fam, you're not even like you way out here, fam. Why'd you
yo,
here?
what is up with my man's voice?
Oh no. Like his voice sounds
Yeah.
like
I was like Don Vito. Is that you, Don Vito?
I'm like, is this a
God,
choice or
God, yeah. He says, yeah, we're out here to see. It's just ironic that everyone's dead except for you and the niece, but we can't find Vidi. I was like, it's I was like, this is disturbing. Like, he made me want to go get a losage for real, a throat lozenge, man,
yeah,
for real, because he
he
was
out here
talking like
he out
that.
here talking like oh man, it's gonna be really mean. Like DMC.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
go ahead and keep
So
going.
he's having it. So he's trying to low key trying to get her to talk. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, she's doing her little 1-2 I'm sad thing. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
man, this is quite the coincidence. And then she's like, look, you come away out here, my whole family died. What you trying to do? You trying, huh? What you trying to say?
Try to
And
make sure. Try to
yeah,
make
yeah,
sure,
yeah. You trying to make sure what you gonna take some pictures and you gonna share them. Y'all gonna go have a big drink at the bar after this is over with. And congratulations that my whole family dead.
But you
So
know what she said that rattled him though, right?
what's that?
When she was like, yeah, you like you and the boys, y'all gonna have a drink or whatever. He said, or you're gonna take pictures of my family, sell them to the Gotham Gazette because your income isn't coming in no more. Because remember, she made reference to basically, bought off, and he was like, "Sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sorry for your loss, Miss Falco." He changed up his whole attitude quick, fast, and in a hurry after that, or whatever,
Nah,
man.
because they was definitely getting, as the old folks say, getting broke off real proper like
Yeah.
by
Mm-hmm.
Falcone, man. So that whole scene sets up, and they be like, "Yo, if you find VD, let me know."
Mm-hmm.
A couple minutes later, she's walking on a residence with a bucket in her hand, and she's just walking. Get to the mausoleum, the family mausoleum, and there is our friend Vidi, basically bucket naked,
Bucket
and
naked.
and he's just like cold and not doing well, and oh god,
Got him gagged up like
got him gagged with metal. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's not
like
sexy at
making
all.
he looking like the gimp from Pulp Fiction or whatever. Oh, he ain't got a ball and all gagged up and right with metal on top of that.
Yeah,
And
looking
she
like somebody from Mad Max. So so she's like talking to him. He said, "Hey man, you ready to tell me how we can get how I can get this money, get these funds?" And he's like,
mm-hmm.
"Ah, nah." I said, "Oh, yo, it gets cold out here, right?" He said, "Your body's gonna be shivering." You know what I'm saying? Trying to make it so warm. Just telling him the whole signs of hypothermia.
Yeah, your
And then
organs gonna shut down.
proceeds to throw something on him, and it's just water. She carried a bucket of water out there, threw that water
Mm-hmm.
on him, and was like, "Hey man, when you're ready to talk, let me know. I'll be back." And then he proceeds to kind of tell her like what happened to her mom, which
Also, I also love how she taunted him. How she was, I like laying on like I think like the casket of like one of the
yeah,
first
yeah, just
Falco,
yeah, just laying on
just
the
smoking,
grave.
Smoke, and then she said, you know what's up? She says, yeah, it's a family spot, whatever. She was like, oh, you're not going to get one of these gold plated, like, these gold plated monuments or whatever here, say tombstones. You'll just end up somewhere like dug up in a grave or something.
He said,
And
"Look,
then you're right, Rashad.
you said you want to die with the greats, don't you?"
Don't you? Yeah, you want to lie with the greats. That ain't happening. But then Rashad, like you were saying, what happened?
Vidi tells him about the instance around his mom. I mean, her mom, and what
Mm-hmm.
happened that night. Because we go
Mm-hmm.
back, we know her mom, basically dad, Salvatore trash. Salvatore killed his mom.
You mean
Killed,
Carmine?
I'm sorry,
Carmine.
Carmine. Carmine
Mm-hmm.
killed. Yeah, I'm sorry, Carmine killed killed her mom, and he was like,
His
look,
wife.
yeah, hers and Sophia. So Sophia was like, just listening to him. He said, look, your mom was about to. He said, you remember y'all had your bags packed, right? She was about to take y'all and not come back. Said she was done. Said she basically left one time, but she came back. And he said, nah, see, he said she couldn't do it no more. She was trying to protect y'all. So, and then doing that, he was like, oh, you trying to leave? And then he choked her out and then tried to hide it as a hanging, which is, again, crazy.
Yeah. And the thing is, he knew this because he knew that this happened. And the fact that he was just like, look, man, your mom was my cousin. And like, I loved her. She was, said your mom was beautiful. And she ain't want to be, she wanted out of this whole situation. But like you said, Rashad, she left at one time, they came back. But this time she was leaving, and she was leaving for good. He was like, I had a car set up a few blocks away. He says, I was part of it. I had a car set up. And she was getting pissed off about it at first. She was like, hey, don't you talk about my mama or whatever. She was like, no, man, I was gonna help your mother, but this is what happened. And so after that, I guess he finally breaks and tell her where her father's secret stash of money is located.
Yeah.
And yeah, secret stash of money is located. And Sophia's in the house and she's rummaging through like her mother's closet because her mother still got her clothes there or whatever. And she sees a fur coat and it has her name in it, her mother's name in it. Is what Isabella Gigante.
Yeah.
And while she's rummaging through her stuff, who shows up all wet behind the ears, looking like a lost puppy? Oh, Dr. Rush, her doctor, her kind doctor from Arkham.
And this
And
was my only gripe with the episode.
yeah, and I knew this was going to be yours because you talked about this, and this is kind of my gripe.
So this, like, to me, it felt like they didn't know what to do with the character.
Yeah,
and they and like yeah, we pay you for you. We got to get you to do something. And I don't even blame the people who wrote this episode. Shout out to Shay Agbana, Black dude. Yo, y'all did a really good job. But this character right here, they set y'all up when y'all had to write this because there's nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? On the real, like if they could have just had him on the sidelines. And okay, all right. So we see the setup for this because he was hella thirsty last episode, and this is what happened. He pops up in the house. He's like, yeah. So I saw what happened on the news, and I knew it was you, and I want to have that type of power too. You got that release. I want to feel that release too. I was like, bro, y'all being real heavy handed with the orgasm allegory here. And and I was like, yeah, I said, oh, they better not have her smash. I was about to be that's the only saving grace.
Yeah, right. That's the only saving grace for this was I was like, yo, he about to clap them cheeks. He about to clap her crazy cheeks or whatever like that. But that doesn't happen. But he's really glazing her up hard.
Tony. You know what he said? He said, oh, snap. She did it. But you know what I still want? Some with that crazy vagina. I got to have it.
I got to have it. Hey, Rashad, listen, man. You know what they say. They say that crazy vagina is some of the best. Some of the best that you can get your hands on. No matter how crazy and toxic it is.
He ain't even get a whiff of it yet. He's still trying his best, man. Like, yo, he is dedicated to crazy. All right, so boom. And this scene right here, I'm telling it. Bump out the
this scene right here was fire. I love this scene that happened.
Go ahead and talk about it.
Can I get right?
You got it.
So after she's, you know what I'm saying, he glazes her up and tell her like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Okay, for the people that don't, so the people that don't know
explain it, man. Just keep it. Don't
okay. He hyping her up and he's like, I want this and I'm here for you. It cuts to a scene where they're back in that main like meeting room that the Falcones always have their little meeting in. And she comes out. Looks like she got on like some negligee. It's like a negligee, Rashad. Am I tripping? It with a fur coat on or something.
It like was real. Yeah. It was a real weird seductive juxtaposition of an outfit.
Right. It was weird, like negligee with fur coat on or whatever. He's out there, Dr. Rush, and then you see all the henchmen, and then you see our boy Vidi. He's mafia suited up and everything, but you see the henchmen. They looking like, henchmen.
Yeah.
And Vidi calls the meeting to order. And like everybody have a seat. So basically, all those guys are basically like probably like the foot soldiers. It might be a capo in there somewhere along. If you know how like the Italian mafia works or whatever, or you've seen it in TV shows or whatnot. And she sits at the head of the table. And at first I said, Sophia, you're not doing a real good job trying to win these men over. But she kept it real with them. She was like, look here, you guys are cannon fodder. And that is how the family has looked at y'all or whatever. She was like, none of y'all are made men, except for my sweet cousin right here, Vidi. And she goes and kisses him on the top of the head. And she's like, my father just... saying y'all did all the work and y'all barely got any money. And Vidi the whole time is like, Sophia. He like trying to reel her in. And the next thing you know, what does she do, Rashad? She's like, I got what I need from you. I'm tired of you. She pops this dude point blank. Boom. And you see all the guys sitting there looking. He falls face first onto the table, blood coming out of his head. And she's just like, look here. Come with me. You work with me. She was like, my father, my family, I killed them. And she tells him, I killed them. Yes, I killed them all, and I effing loved it.
She's like, let me address the elephant in the room.
Yeah, right. She said, let me address the elephant in the room.
I killed my family.
I did it. I killed my family. I did it. I loved it. I loved it.
FYI, it was me.
Yeah, it was me. It's gonna be me. It was her. And she was just like, look here. And then she goes into her spiel about, how, you guys weren't really respected. Do you think Luca knew your name? Didn't know your name or whatever, this and that. You work for me. We're going to get paid. We're going to be a family. And this is all I want. She was like, and then somebody said something, what about Karma? She was like, yo, that name means nothing to me anymore. He's dead. He was like, I come from a family, Gigante, and that's my name, Sophia Gigante. And then she pulls out this big old duffel bag of money. And she's like, this is really y'all money. This is my father's money. And it was off the backs of y'all. She just dumps the money on the table. Half of it all on top of the blood that's pouring out of her cousin's head right there. And then she's just like, this money belongs to y'all. Y'all stay here and work with me. You're going to have more money than anything. And it seems like she's going to make these guys, like these non-Italian guys, basically made men in her family, because she's like, going to all be equal.
I feel like so basically she's going to run like a commission style situation.
And so one of the dudes that's sitting there right beside Vita's dead body, he starts to reach over and touch the money. She was like, and he grabs it, and she's like, "Go ahead, guys, it's
She's like,
y'all."
Miss Gigante. So
Right.
yeah, this
Oh,
is
he said
y'all's.
she got it. She said, "This y'all." Man, them dudes started reaching and grabbing for that money or whatever, and she's like, "Yep, cool." And then she looks at Rush at the end of the table. He just sitting there like, yeah. He was like, "Ooh, I can't wait to get a hold of that crazy vagina." Ooh,
Salivating.
he is salivating. So
Well, Tony, so
yeah,
like I was like, yo, they have literal blood money.
yes,
It's like, come
yes,
on.
yes,
I was
yes,
like, I got that one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so
yeah.
like again, Sophia Falcone is really running a number
Excuse me,
on them right now.
excuse me,
I'm sorry.
excuse me.
So I'm sorry, my
Put
bad.
some, put some
Gigante.
respect on her name.
Yeah.
There you go. Put
Sophia
some respect on her
Gigante,
name.
you know what I'm saying, is like
Yeah.
really figuring the thing out. So in the
Mm-hmm.
meantime, let's jump back over to Oz because Oz is like currently going through it. So yo,
First off, the whip. He
hey
burns the whip.
they
Rest in
had
peace.
rest in peace to the 2014 Maserati. Um, may you
If-
forever with. May you
May you
forever
forever be.
stunt on in the big Gotham in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, so, and remember, it's not purple, people. It's plum.
it's plum.
It's
Yes.
plum. So Oz, is, and then he's telling, your boy Vic is just like, yo, so what we gonna do? And then he proceeds to tell Vic the story about, you know, the crime boss that ran his town, his little, neighborhood as a kid and everything. The same story that he told Alberto in the beginning of the pilot episode. And Alberto was like, you trying to compare? And he basically shot Alberto ass up for that. So he's telling Vic the story and was like, yeah, he had this white, was it Crown Vic, did he say, or whatever? It was
Some
a
sort of
white
Cadillac.
gold, that white with gold. And he was like, yeah, this and that, talking. And so what he does is he meets up with the guys of his crew, his main men in his crew. And he's like, look here. We gonna make this happen. We got a plan. And they was like, so what's up with the drugs? He was like, yeah, this the Maroni's got it, but we about to get it back. And they like, we about to get it back in blood. And they like, well, what you mean, man? How you gonna get it back? Blah blah blah. He was like, here you go. And he goes on and once again, social media. Social media is going to be the death of a lot of people. Salvatore Maroni and Nadia's son is on social media flexing hard, talking about how he's about to get a tattoo and this and that. It was like, yeah, this is what this dude is.
Like this bastard is on TikTok and basically in real time. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, so and they like, what? And he's like, yeah, we about to go snatch this dude up, and we're gonna make an exchange. Sure enough, so my man, number one, is doing one of the greatest flaws I think anybody could do. Period. Being in a public place like that, I don't care how safe you are, with headphones on, turned all the way up where you can't hear nothing, thinking he getting the tattoo and just sitting there bobbing his head
backwards and facing the door.
Backwards. Oh, right. When you in that type of life, you gotta always see where, where the front door is. And you just see while he's bobbing his head, you just see everybody getting popped around him, his crew. And then the only reason he comes out of it was this tattoo artist got popped in the blood, splattered on him. And then he tried to run, and he see they go, hey, don't you run from me. Don't you run from me. And sure enough, he runs in the back way. And who snatches? Man, Vic let his balls drop, boy. He snatched that dude off the steps. He was struggling at first, and then he stole on him. And then they, they kidnapped Salvatore Maroni's son, And the next thing you know, Oz does a meetup with Maroni and Nadia at Blackgate Prison. And they sitting there like, oh, you got a lot of nerve to be here, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yo, relax. And just hands him a Polaroid. See, Polaroids are coming back into play here, Rashad. Was it a Polaroid he showed him? Was it on the picture on the phone like a Polaroid? Was that tripping?
I don't even remember.
Whatever. He hands them, and it's their son, like tied up and everything. Maroni was about to snap. He said, "Hey, you think you can do this to me? Sit down and relax. Sit down and relax." And he basically tells them, "Look here, I want my drug. I want my mushrooms back that your wife stole from me. You can get your daggone son back." And they basically have a pissing contest there. And then Maroni's realized, like, oh yeah, then they try to speak in Persian in front of him. Oz won't have it. Hey, no, no. He says, what y'all trying to do? And they finally was like, fine, we'll do it. He was like, yeah, to make sure things are up and up. You come by yourself. He was like, you think I'm gonna send my wife by myself? He's like, fine, I'm a gentleman. Let her bring one guard. Let her bring one guard with her or whatnot. And he said, we're gonna do this. What is it? 11 o'clock. He said, we're gonna do this at night at 11 o'clock. No, it was a morning. It was a morning time. They was gonna do it.
No, it was nighttime. It was
nighttime. Okay, excuse me.
Yeah.
So nighttime for him. So after that, Oz goes to his girlfriend's house. I can't think of her name right now.
Eve.
Eve, excuse me. That's right. Goes to Eve's house, and he's in. Eve is holding Salvatore's son. Even before he left Blackgate Prison, he paid a guard to kill Maroni that night. By the way, he saw a guard put him in there and said, "Hey, you know what to do." Boom, gave him a little envelope full of money. So they're at Eve's house, and Eve is pissed. She's like, "Yo, Oz, do you even know what you're doing, yo?" She was like, "You got Maroni's kid here." She was like, and she says, "The hangman knows who I am. She knows who me and my girls are." And what I find endearing about that is that Eve is, let's just say, she's the head madam of all those girls, but she really do care about them. She's like, that's like it's hoes. They're hoes, but they have the best family unit on this show, right?
I mean, damn, yeah, that is
the
true.
Best family unit on this show or whatever. And he's telling her, look, it's gonna be okay. I got this under control. I'm about to do this, blah, 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 blah. Whatever. And then she's like, fine, fix this or whatnot. So he goes in there and he talks to the boys and says, hey, this is what we're about to do. Let's get his ass out of here right now. Vic is ready. Like, Vic is, ever since Vic killed the dude with the car and he done beat up Maroni son, he feeling himself.
Yeah, he's fully activated now.
Yeah, he's like, you're not going with us. He's like, what you talking about, Oz? I'm good. I can. He says, I know you good, but I need you to go make sure my mama is good. He was like, because I'm a man right now. People are looking for me. I just need you to go make sure she's good. You're the only one that knows where she's at that I know of. I got too much heat on me. And he was like, I got you, Oz. I'm not going to fail you. He said, I know you ain't. You're going to do it. So then here comes the meetup. You want to take it from here, Rashad, because that meetup was...
Yo, so Oz is such a jerk. Because, like, he's, like, trying to talk like everything is, like, cool. And Maroni is like, where's my son? Oh, okay, I'll get it. Straight to business. My bad. So young Maroni comes out the back of this van. And, of course, the truck is on the side with the shrooms, like, covered by a tarp. And Black dude is with Oz. That was with his crew. And we got, like, one of the Persians there with Miss Maroni. So they go check on the stuff. The stuff is there. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, where's my son? Your man is basically half naked.
Question. Did you already knew what time it was when you saw him like that? I just want to make...
Nah, I knew what time it was just by the whole situation. I didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew somebody was going to die. Okay. I'm being honest. Okay. I didn't. Okay, so he's walking out. He's dripping. And Oz is like, hey, man, come on, yo, walk. And he's like bound by his feet and his hands. So he's like, he's waddling like a penguin over to his mama. And he finally gets over there, grabs him. She's like, oh, my son. And then, boom, the gate, the gate in the garage door goes down. And like, people start coming out, start shooting. 3 dudes appear at the top, 2 dudes behind them, shoot both of those dudes at the top get shot. Then I was just like, oh, you thought she was trying to be funny with this, huh? Lights that daggone lighter, puts on the ground in the classic TV way. That the fire goes straight up to them, and poof, they both get burnt alive. And
yo, did you see the joy, the ecstasy that he had on his face?
That's what I was about to say,
bro. He was just like,
Tony, everybody is bad.
Yeah,
like we try to explain this last episode. There are no good people in this. It's who do you want to choose that you like the best out of the baddest? That is it. There are no there. This is a show of all villains. Ain't no protagonists.
That's why I said that's why I say Eve and her stable of hoes are like the most
it's
the most stable family unit.
It's just antagonist and collateral damage. That's all it is. Ain't nobody good in this. And I think we had second episode, I said, oh, I see what we doing. Ain't nobody good. All right. But nah, they straight up burnt alive because Oz, of course, put some sort of fluid on him. And the fact that his mother didn't even know or realize or smell or say anything was crazy to me. Because I'd have been like, boy, you smell like kerosene. Get away from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So
and Oz was just sitting there like,
and that's the thing that messes up. Okay, I'm glad you reminded me of that. So this is what messes up Oz every time. Oz, because Oz wants to showboat.
Yep.
That's Oz's problem. That was the Maserati. That was him getting a new suit right after he told on Sophia. That's him trying to be all overly goofy with his girl, his apartment. He wants to be flashy, man. Because of course, look who his example was. The gangster back at the house with the big Cadillac driving through the town, because he came through acting like he was the Pope. He felt like you got blessed by his presence. You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally said that. So I'm like, look, I said, so his ideals when it comes to his version of gangster is the flashy gangster. Yeah, he like, yo, that's what I want. Like, I want y'all to know I'm out here. I'm out here getting it for real. What's that?
It's giving Scarface.
Exactly.
Tony Montana.
Yeah.
Tony Montana.
Yeah. You know the montage when they first started selling that coke and the money machine and all that, going to getting the Porsche and So
and a pet tiger.
Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing with this, sir? Nah, but that's really what it is. And since because he was trying to be flashy and revel in that moment, didn't no water come down. They had the fire retardant chemical come down, and it was just disintegrating the plants. So he jets out of there and rides, and now it's morning by the time that they get to the spot, and all those mushrooms, except for like two buckets, are just dead because he took about a good, let's say in their time, a good about 30 seconds too long. We should have got up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Because not even understanding that when in a warehouse, they were in a warehouse. So of course there's gonna be some sort of like fire system. Just again, burning somebody alive is so unnecessary. You're just trying to be flashy. He could have easily killed them bastards. He wanted to revel in the fact that he burnt them bastards to the ground. And that's where Oz messes up every time. Because he's been good at making these little chess moves. But once he gets feel like he got somebody cornered or got that king trapped, he'll start talking junk. and then
you know what it's like? It's like he playing chess and then he's like, check. But the thing is, it's not checkmate, bro. It's not checkmate. It's just he put somebody in check and he like, yeah, what you gonna do there? I got you in check or whatever. They got a way to get out of it, bro. Whatever. While
Yeah.
all that is also going on, you see that guard at Blackgate walk up into the daggone the prisoners Maroni's little holding cell, and of course, what does he say? This is from Oz. Of course, that's what Oz probably told the dude to say. And he's
Again,
like, and he's
being
like, right,
hella extra for no reason.
and he's shaking like Maroni in the gut and everything. And so at this point, like you said, we back to where Oz is like pissed that all the shrooms are basically dead except for these 2 buckets or whatnot. And the phone rang. And he think it's the guard. It's the guard's phone. He's like, Mikey, give me some good news. Maroni's like, no, mother effer. You done effed up now. Thanks for the key card for me to get out of there. I did have a problem with that. So you try to tell me Maroni, who's in Blackgate prison, who I'm pretty sure everyone knows he is in Blackgate, even let's say the good guards, just straight up walk up out of that go Blackgate prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then get a vehicle and drive that bridge from Blackgate all the way back into Gotham with nobody seeing or saying anything.
Still in his prison clothes too.
Right, still in his prison clothes. And so they're talking, and he's like, yeah, you're gonna burn for this. He said, you're gonna burn for this. And then Oz, once again, speaking of burning, why don't you call your wife phone and see if she picks up. And Maroni knew right then what it was after that, man.
I was like, as soon as Maroni said, Oz, you're cooked. He said,
right, Oz,
cooked.
You're cooked. Cooked. Speaking
of cook, man, how about you go call your wife? I was like, oh, like I think that was probably one of the coldest lines of the entire series.
Definitely. Definitely so. Definitely so.
Shout out to Shea Agmana. I don't even know you, but I know you wrote that line.
Yeah, had to. Yeah,
dude is from Atlanta. I know you wrote that line.
Oh yeah, he definitely wrote that line.
Oh my god, that was so black.
It was so that line was so black, and
so good.
And just wrapping up the Maroni thing. That's when, like we talked about, happened
early
episode where, yes, so Sophia takes out his guards, then meets with him, and they decide to make an alliance for that or whatever. Cool.
Yeah, only thing we really got left is by all this is happening, Victor, real quick. Victor goes get his mom, and like their interaction was okay because Victor was looking out, and this is the funny thing about Penguin's mom. Victor basically said like, "Oh yeah, he killed everybody." She was like, "Oh, okay, shit, let's go." So he ends up taking her back to the hood, which was hilarious to me. Your boy from the second episode, from the flashback, Squid, he saw them, so that's gonna come back around sooner than later. And then Oz comes through, and he's making a bunch of noise and goes and spoons his mom.
But remember how his mom was pissed off when they went back to was it Crown Heights they live in or whatever? Crown Heights, and that's his old neighborhood. It got drowned. They got flooded and everybody drowned basically for the most part. When they get out the car, she was like, huh, I see we got front door parking. She's like just looking at this like, what the hell is this? This man, my son said, I'm going to be in a penthouse, high rise, saying, deluxe apartment in the sky. That's where she thought she was going and stuff. Because, Penguin is basically like, yo, get my mom out of there, take her to a place they'll never find. Take her to the hood. She gets there and like he goes to his friend's apartment and she looks and she's like, And he's like, "What's wrong?" This reminds. She says, "Yeah, me and Oz. I raised my three boys, not too far from Crown Heights, and it was an apartment just like this." She was so pissed off and disgusted at it. But like you said, Oz comes home that night, and Vic was asleep. He ain't hear nothing, and then all
Nah.
of a sudden he was not while he was asleep. Oz went in there to, like you said, spoon with his mom, and she was like, "Don't touch me." She said, "You fit." He was like, "Mom, I'm sorry, I felt you." She said, "Yeah, you did. You definitely felt me." And of course, that goes back to the mommy issues that he have. So he goes
Mm-hmm.
back in there. He opens up the box of stuff they took. That Vic and them grab. Vic wakes up. Oz, I'm sorry. He was like, "Hey man, you did good, kid. You got her out of here. Nobody would think you find this." And he's just talking. Oz starts talking. This like, yeah, my mom, raised us in a place like this and whatnot. Me and my brothers, and he starts talking. And Vic asks, like, "Yo, what happened to your brothers?" And Oz just kind of, he don't really say. He says something I can't remember. He really don't say what happened to his brothers. What I think somewhere
Basically,
along the line.
basically, he was saying like I don't even know if it's the truth. It's like they got basically like, they got like taken away or something. Like it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. He said something like, I think he made it seem like social services came and
Yeah,
took them
yeah,
away.
yeah.
You would think that social services would take all their asses away if the mother was unfit, but hey, what do I know? So then there's a jar of like loose change, nuts and bolts or whatever, and he pours some stuff out and he's talking to Vic, and he's like, "Yeah, me and my brothers, we made Gotham our playground." And there's a lot of places around here that people don't know about that's not around no more because been children as a kid. He grabs this coin that's like a trolley. He's like, "Yeah, there's a Gotham trolley station right here." And like, "What are you talking about?" And basically across the street, boarded up. You know, Ping was making all this noise, and they go in there, and they go inside the little trolley station, and he's like, "Yeah." And they're walking down the hall, and he was like, "Yeah, these tunnels go all throughout the city. Like me and my brothers used to play up in these and everything like that." And then he was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be perfect. Power generators there. Evidently, I guess there's some gas still in that power generator
some
that
some
has enough
some
power."
gas that isn't stale and what I'm saying smells like varnish by now. Yeah.
Right. And he turns it on, and the lights pop on and everything, and then like Vic is like enamored off the bat. "Oh wow, oh, the whole time and everything they're talking."
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, "This place is perfect." He says, "It's humid." He said, "What he said? It's humid, it's dark. What do you think will flourish here?" And that's when your boy Vic was like, "Shrooms." And he was
Yeah,
like,
like yeah, this our new base of operation.
"It's our
In
new
the
base operations." The generator breaks down. And
in an
fade to black.
episode.
That's the end of the
Again,
episode.
again, man, like aside from a couple gripes, man, like
Mm,
we are really we're really full steam ahead with this series.
yeah.
I'm about to say something, man. I can't remember. But nah, like oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is by far the most comic booky episode out of all of them.
I can say that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This because like
Yeah.
even some of the shenanigans that went on is very like
Mhm.
some comic book stuff, like Maroni getting out of jail, very comic book
Yeah.
like, or like them
Yeah.
going and find a literal, I'm sorry, a literal lair. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's very
I
much.
was like, when I saw that, I said, "Is this gonna be the crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?" Because that's what I started thinking of with that and everything. You're right; it had a layer, and I would say probably there hasn't been an episode that's been comic booky, but I think the most comic booky scene besides this one was when they was at the park at the club with the triads, and everybody was just taking the drugs and stuff. Like, I thought that was kind of comic booky, but it wasn't that bad. But this is, like you said, probably the most comic booky episode, and it still to me was a decent, very good, episode, because once again, this show has done an excellent job at building this story. It's almost like a layered cake, and each episode is a new layer that's given to you on this. But
Mm-hmm.
like you said, Rashad, it goes back to everyone on this show is trash, and there really isn't anyone who have any redeeming qualities. I guess they want to say Vic maybe, but I don't even think I think he's too
Nah,
far gone.
he's
Yeah.
like, yo, what
I
you need
want
in life? Money, power,
mm-hmm.
respect. When you eating right. You know what I'm saying? So he's not here. Yeah, he's as soon as he left his girl at the bus station,
Oh yeah.
he made his decision, even though it was kind of made for him by the Penguin, but still. He's like, I'm not turning back, yo. Like this, yeah. It's a lot of
10 toes down in it, man, for real.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so we got what, 3 episodes left now?
Sure do. Got 3 episodes
3 episodes.
left. And man, this has just been a really, really strong
Mm-hmm.
surprise outing. I keep on saying this. Was
It
not ready for this.
I will say this, you're right. Very surprise outing because I think it's safe to say what you and me think the best show of the year so far has been. And that's Shogun
Shogun on FX.
on FX. And this coming out, I was like, all right, cool. We're gonna probably see some cool stuff. I'm gonna dig the whole underworld scene of it. I wasn't expecting the show to be this good. I was
Nah.
not expecting this
Mm-mm.
show to be this good. And I mean, this is one of those, it's a very good, it, it's like a typical Sunday night 9 o'clock HBO show. You know what I'm saying?
It's
That's just
prestige
good.
television, man. At
Yeah.
his best, man. And I
Right.
think
Yeah.
and Tony. And to
Mm-hmm.
think about it too,
Mm-hmm.
and this is some future programming updates right now. Party
Mm-hmm.
Don't Stop. It's on the 17th. You know what comes out? Doom Prophecy. And that's gonna be the 9 p.m. spot because this goes up on the 10th. So
The 17th of November, right?
yes. This ends on the Penguin ends November 10th. Doom Prophecy starts the 17th.
That is wild. Yeah.
Yo, like
I
we are ending the year so strong in television.
right. Right.
I think it's safe to say that this is the year of television.
Yeah. I was about to say that, Rashad. I think for me this year, just me personally,
Me too.
is
I
a
already know what you're gonna
weak
say.
is a weak year for movies.
Yeah, it has been.
Is a weak year has been a weak year for movies. I think last year was a great year for movies, but I think this year is a weak year for movies. And I went back and I looked at my little tally that I have of shows I'm watching in movies, and like my movie tally is very small,
Yeah,
and
it's slim.
my television
Man.
show tally is like yowzer. It's just like long, and I may have like one or two shows up there that may have came out at the end of last year or something like that. And the only reason I put it in because I did watch these for the first time, but yeah, TV wise, this has been great television that I'm saying that I'm getting right now. So yeah, but I can't wait to see where we go from here. Like I said, 3 episodes left, and let's go. You got anything else, man? You want to talk about the show related to the
Um
Penguin or anything coming up or
Nah,
surprises?
just a quick programming note. I'm tired. So we're gonna review Gundam Wednesday. Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. We're gonna do that Wednesday because
Yes.
I want to I want to do that a little more justice than I would have done right now. So we're gonna talk about that Wednesday. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Netflix. It's only 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm. And they're like
Watch
20
it.
minutes
Yeah, they're
apiece.
like
Right.
very. It feels like it was made for like literally made for TV. How they got the
Mm-hmm.
episodes like
Mm-hmm.
time wise. But we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. And after that, Thursday, we got Agatha,
Mm-hmm.
which has been another banger as well. And
Mm-hmm.
looks like we're gonna have a Lilia Calderon episode. And after that, you know what I'm saying? Back to the starts back over next week. Other than that, man,
Yeah.
if anything random
Uh,
pop up, of course, we might get on ahead and talk about it, but that's all I got.
yeah, same thing here, man. Only thing I did start watch binging again, man. ever since we talked about it, last week about how Henry Cavill has been cast for Voltron or whatever. I went back and I am watching on Netflix Voltron Legendary Defender. God, I forgot how good that
It's a
show
good show.
was, man.
It's a good.
That show was
It's a good one.
so. That show was so good, and I mean, I appreciate what they did by taking aspects of the OG series that me and Rashad grew up on as kids, and basically took aspects from that, kept it true to form, but also, hey, we're gonna make this our own, and did some things
Yeah.
that made that we kind of didn't make sense to us as kids, but we just ain't question it. It is what it is, but it makes sense. It
It's
makes sense
such
on the show.
such
Yeah.
an elevated process of
Yes.
having a show in that 80s show made for for toys and
Yes.
really like giving it real like heart and depth and
Mm-hmm.
trust and care. Nah, that's good, yo. And it's funny because as we've been talking about watching Gundam Requiem for Vengeance, I've been watching Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. It's like a 2-season joint that's not even in the same timeline as 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 the one we watching for Requiem for Vengeance, which I figured out which timeline that is in right now. Can
Yeah, I
that's
think the
kind of
one they said the 1 year war.
yeah, 1 year war Universal
Mm-hmm.
UC 79. So yeah, so that's where that's at, and I'm gonna probably go back and watch what leads up to that, just so I can have a
No.
better conversation about where it
Yeah.
is in the timeline. Because I know you don't have
My
no clue.
but the next thing I'm gonna do is I saw that Netflix has like the Gundam movies up there, and it has
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
first Gundam movie.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
said I'm gonna probably go back and watch some of these Gundam movies
Yeah, that'd be a good
just to
place to
get
start. I can give
get
you a
an idea.
screenshot of like where this kind of like meets, so it'll make sense to you when you go back and watch it.
Yeah,
But yeah, we'll talk
because
about all.
I can't wait to talk about that show because I got
Yeah,
some questions that I know
yeah,
that you'll be able to answer. But it was I did like it for
yeah.
real.
We'll talk about all that on Wednesday, man. Make sure you join us 7 p.m. Wednesday, 7 p.m. Thursday. Back here next week on Monday for Penguin episode 6, man. Till the next time. Behold.
Oh. Ooh.